Alright, so this is Visual Basic Lesson 1, the basics. In this tutorial we're going to be walking through a few simple things about the language, such as what is VB, what you need to know, and a couple of very basic data types. So what's VB? VB is an interface-based language, and I will cover what that means in the next slide. VB is not object-oriented. Absolutely not. Get used to that if you're used to other languages that are. VB is only for Microsoft. It cannot be used on any Mac at all because it writes out in executables, which if you have a Mac, you know Mac cannot run executables. And VB is written in basic code. That is the actual language. VB is an IDE, which is the developing environment. So what's interface-based? Interface-based means that the language is oriented to the form rather than to the object. The form is the class, while what's on it are subs. And by that I mean the form, basically the instance variables. If you're used to any other language, the instance variables are the objects that go on the main class, which is the form. Methods are part of the form, since the form is the class, rather than to objects. Objects have their own specific methods that cannot be changed. You can change what happens when those methods are performed, but you cannot write your own methods to objects. And objects have properties that you can modify rather than class definitions. So what do you need to know? VB is not Java, nor is it Objective-C. It is very different. I mean, the languages are similar in the way that they work, but the basis is different and the syntax is different. So if you're used to Java or Objective-C, know that arrays, methods, instance variables, and really anything else are differently instantiated even though they're used the same way. Okay, so now we're really getting into the language. Data types, if you've written in any language before, you know what data types are. It's basically is a tag on any piece of data that tells the compiler what it is going to receive, such as an integer or a string. If you call it an integer, you're telling the compiler that it's going to be a signed numerical value up to 32 bits. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's something like negative 300 billion to 300 billion. And a string holds a line of text of any length. It can be either really small or really large in space, and it only holds text, which is shown by putting quotes around a line of any alphanumeric characters, and even the symbols. So that is it. Click on Lesson 2 to see what happens next. Thank you for watching.